Well, this week, 4 members of Congress are trying to get by, just like millions of Americans, on nothing but food stamps. More than 25 million people living at or below the poverty line get food stamps. The national average, though, equals about $21 a week per person, so it's about $1 a meal. Ohio Congressman Tim Ryan is taking the food stamp challenge, and he joins me from Washington. Congressman, thanks for being with us.
Good to be with you.
Well, you and your colleagues wanted to highlight some of the challenges for people living at the poverty level that are taking advantage of the food stamp program. So let's take a look at how you spent your weekly $21. Now, this would be per person if you were living alone, correct?
That's correct.
All right, so we have here a bag of cornmeal, cost you about $1.50, 2 jars of strawberry preserves, $4, a jar of chunky peanut butter, $2.48. Let's look at the next one. You got some angel hair pasta. You got some coffee. You need coffee, of course.
Had to have the coffee.
3 jars of tomato sauce. And then let's keep going. Cottage cheese, bread, and a clove of garlic. You came under at $20.66, but some of the things you notice, where's the protein and where's the fresh fruit?
Right. That was the major challenge, is trying to get your fruits, your vegetables, and then protein. I mean, we were at the Safeway in D.C., and another problem that became apparent is, you know, a lot of these folks can't go to Costco. They can't go to Sam's Club. They don't have memberships there. So you're stuck at the local grocer, whatever neighborhood you happen to be in, regardless of what the price is. So it's no fruits and vegetables. It was hard to get protein. And basically, you're living on empty calories.
There's an interesting study that also came out, and it talks about where fresh fruit and produce, vegetables that are so vital and important to our health are available. Some of the findings they found that only 1 in 3 stores in Harlem would carry fresh fruit, whereas you would see a much larger percentage in a place like the Upper East Side, if we're using Manhattan as an example. Is there a problem there as well, that in some of the lower income neighborhoods, you're just not, these types of things aren't available?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, we ask our young kids and those people who live in these kind of circumstances, you know, hey, we got to compete in a global economy. Hey, you got to, you know, pick yourself up by your bootstraps, which I think we all believe. But at the same time, you've got to have a belly full of food, and you've got to have some good nutrition if you're going to concentrate in school, and especially during the summer when a lot of these kids aren't eligible to get the in-school meals
right.
that they normally get. There's always a spike in hunger among kids in the summer, and that's something that's just intolerable. We obviously have a system here, and my district's just outside of Cleveland. We have a system where we have the Cleveland Clinic, one of the most prominent healthcare research institutions on the planet,
yes.
and right outside there is the poorest city in the United States of America. So the whole system needs revamp, but the end result are these kids.
And let me ask you this. The USDA says, look, we would welcome, they run the food stamp program, we would welcome it if you guys want to give us more money. They also point out, though, that this is meant to be a supplement to money that families would be putting toward food. Do you agree with that argument?
Well, it is a supplement until gas goes to $3.19 a gallon, and they have all the additional costs that go with that, and other stressors to their bank account. Yeah, it was supposed to be a supplement, but in many instances, many families are relying on this for
right.
the sole food source.
Well, you guys are there. You can change it. Are you going to put forth some bills to see if we need to get more money in some of those places?
Yeah, Congressman McGovern and Emerson and Schakowsky, those of us who are participating in this, are trying to push legislation that's going to increase funding for the food stamp program. But I also think we need to look at how we can utilize our farms and our farmers markets to make sure that the fruits and vegetables are provided. So it can't just be the traditional food stamp. We need to kind of get out of the box a little bit and figure out new solutions to this problem.
All right, and boy, you certainly just gave us an interesting look and really put it into perspective. Congressman Tim Ryan, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.